What up, fam? It's your boy Chris Cage coming at you 2 times. It is time now for another weekly race video. We are doing a king race with our king, the number 21 Citgo Ford Thunderbird. Now, I decided to show you the car first instead of the track is because we are racing on the 4-lane raceway. And here it is. Now, pretty sure some of y'all are wondering, why does it look smaller? It's because this is the original 4-lane raceway. Plus, it has holes right here for a reason. It's because if you go all the way up here, you'll see that starting gate doesn't move. Unlike one that you see that is poking out in the camera. You see, this one was released, if I were to think, would be mid-2000s or 2006. But there's only one problem. Obviously, you see this finish line here. So, if you were to put a tall car in here and have it race somewhere, especially on the edge, this would happen. You see that? Wouldn't make it all the way through. So, I think Mattel kind of realized the problem here. So, yeah, you see? And plus, probably wouldn't work over here either. Now, some cars can get through, especially if you still have this line around. If you have a car like Bump Around, they could still get through, but then they can do this. If you didn't see that, it just jerked around there because this little pole right here, is too tall. Same thing for over here. You will probably experience a little bit of jerking right here too. So, what Mattel did was they released, obviously, a new version which had a higher gate with prongs for finish lines that would have tall cars easily pass through. Now, there would be the occasional car that wouldn't get through, but it's a much better improvement than the last one. But obviously, we're not racing this one, but just to show you how much of an improvement it is from the other 4-lane raceway. Yep, it's a little bit more of an improvement here too. Plus, you can move this to the side when you fold it up. But we're not racing on the 4-lane raceway 2. We're racing on the original one. Because we're going to do a king race on the original 4-lane raceway featuring this Thunderbird. So, we are racing. We are racing today fantasy cars. We don't have realistic cars out here because we are racing with fantasy cars today. But one of these fantasy cars in here might end up becoming the one to knock off the lonesome Thunderbird in today's king race. And without further ado, it's time now to begin this king race as we clear out the other 4-lane raceway and get started with the first round coming up right now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, time for round number 1 to begin. Here is your first 4. And it goes to lane 3 automatically. Motocross. As you see here, you can't put no track at the end of it. But on the other 4-lane raceway that I showed you, you can actually put track on this. So this one is just the raceway itself. You cannot put any track on it. But I'm pretty sure if you can try to be creative, you can probably pull out a extra runoff if you can. But thought I'd let you know that as well. But your winner still is motocrossed. Here's your next 4. Oh, look, see, this is what I'm saying. So you see how that vehicle's a little tall? The little gas guzzle right there kind of bumped it, so that's why it's stuck right there. And plus, it drifts the whole raceway because it's just a raceway. You don't have no track on it. But your winner is still Monte Racer. All right, guys, next race. It goes to lane 1, and I believe it goes to Circle Tracker. Next 4. Lane 4, and it goes to Local Motorin with a Thomas the Tank decals on it. 4 race team cars getting ready to race. Circle Tracker Race Team Edition in Lane 4 gets the win. Next 4. Lane 3, everybody, and it goes to Speed Seeker. Plus older versions of this, you can have the canopy open. Next 4. Goes to lane number 2, and it goes to that super bright yellow retroactive casting. I like this version out of all of the versions of retroactive that has ever been released, because this is a legit one, and it gets the win. Next race. Oh, I bumped somebody, but it goes to lane 1, and your winner is Symbolic. Next race, everybody. Lane 2 again, and this time it goes to the first edition of Nerve Hammer. I wish I had the one with FTEs, though. Next race, and oh boy, that Baja truck looks a little tall. Let's see if it can fit through. Oh, it fits through perfectly, but your winner goes to a brand new casting called Geoterra. You may have this in yellow. Next race. Lane 3, and it goes to Split and Image 2, Race Team Edition. Next race. Lane 3 this time, and it goes to Vendetta, Faster Than Ever Edition. Next matchup. Lane 2, and it goes to the No Fear race car with 5-dot wheels. Here is your next race, and look at that. A little featured car right there from packaging back in the day. And it goes to that car that was featured on Hot Wheels packaging from way back in the day. Curiosity. Remember collecting packages of Hot Wheels cars from back in the mid-2000s at least, you will notice this car was actually featured on it. Next 4 are lined up and ready. Goes to lane 3, and it's going to be Axelium. Next race. Lane 1, and it goes to HW50 Race Team Edition. 50th Anniversary Race Team Edition, that is. Next race. Lane 3, and it goes to the 2020 F-Case Treasure Hunt Circle Trucker. Now, this is also a treasure hunt from 2013, but it had different decals on it. But this is the 2020 version. Next race. Oh, I bumped somebody. Again, sorry to the Mountain Mauler, but your winner, regardless of what could have happened, is Silver Bullet with Blizzard written on it and a little treat going down the front of it. Next race. First lane, and it goes to Spin King. And this is the all-metal version, because there's a variation with a plastic base on it too. Next race. First lane, and it goes to another Monta Racer. Alright, next 4 are lined up and ready. Lane 4, and it goes to Forward Force. Alright guys, next race. Oh wow, Crazy H just got turned around there by that little dip right there. And plus the TPC racing truck is going to move on. Alright guys, next race. First lane, everybody, and it goes to Bifocal 2. Next race. Lane 4, and it goes to Rogue Hog. Alright, next race. Lane 2, everybody, and it goes to, I believe, that would be El Rey Special. Alright, next race. And if you see cars leaning forward like this, is because when I put them backwards like this, then somehow they end up getting stuck. So I lean them forward just so that they don't get stopped. But the only problem is they may have a little bit of an advantage. So it's up to these other 3 cars to do the hard work. And it's not going to work when it comes to the advantage plots because Turbulence is going to get the win. Alright, y'all. Next race. Lane 3, and it goes to Road Bandit. Next race. Lane 2. And I don't know who got it, but I believe I may have put in Speed Blaster over here. So we're going to give it to Speed Blaster. He gets your win. I really love this casting, and I wish this would come back. Next race. Redo. Next race. Oh, wait. Redo, I meant. It goes to Trim TRK. Next 4. Lane 4. Oh, Battle of the Muscle Cars right here. Our Fantasy Muscle Cars. It goes to Custom Auto. Red Edition. Next race. Or second to the last race. Goes to Lane 2, and it goes to the Treasure Hunt version of Mega Thrust. And here's your final race. It's time to see which one of these 4 are going to make it on to the next round. Lane number 4, and it goes to this pink high beam representing something. Artistic Gymnastics. So this gymnastic looking high beam is going to get the win, and plus I think gymnastics actually requires a balance beam, so the name high beam actually works good for this casting and for that livery. Here are all the cars that are moving on to round number 2, as it's now time to kick off round 2 with the first heat or something, as round 2 will begin right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to begin round number 2. Here's your first matchup. Lane 2, and it goes once again to Motocross. Next race, everybody. Lane 4, and it goes to Symbolic. Next race. Lane 4 again, and it goes to Vendetta. Alright, next race. Lane 2, and it goes to that No Fear race car. Alright guys, next 4. Lane 3, and I believe that it just went to Mega Thrust. Here we go, next race. Lane 4, a lot of cars in the second or in the rightmost lanes are getting wins here. Your next winner right there. is Speed Blaster. Second to the last race. We got a TPC racing truck moving on. And it's all squished up. And finally, this is your final matchup. It's time to see who'll move on to the finals. Lane 4, and it goes to Monte Racer. So, here's how the finals is going to look like. All the fast vehicles moving on. It's a very great bunch right here. But it's time now to begin the finals, and that is coming up next. All right, finals. Here's your first of 2 heats. Some cars got bumped there, but they're all tall and close together. But we will have Symbolic moving on. All right, who will join Symbolic in a one-on-one race? Let's see who's gonna win their heat. Lane 3, and it's gonna go to the TPC racing truck. So now it's up to these two to see who can compete against the Thunderbird. This is a one-and-done race to compete against the number 21 Citgo Thunderbird. It will be the TPC racing truck taking on the Ford Thunder, or the number 21 Citgo Ford Thunderbird. Let's see who will become the king. All right, time to begin the gauntlet. You already know the rules so far. If you haven't, check up on previous weekly races to see how a gauntlet race is done. But it's time to see who will become the king of the original 4-lane raceway. Alright, TPC Racing Truck gets the win again. Or gets the win again. If he wins one more time, then he wins the whole thing. Alright, here we go. The TPC got to win it one more time. Because if the Citgo T-Bird gets the win, he forces the split. Well, lane 2. So what that means is your winner and new king of the original 4-lane raceway is the TPC racing truck. This is a crashers because if you notice, you can cause an accident with it if that thing gets hit in the front. But this truck right here, alongside another similar truck but has a different decals on it, are seriously fast across the track. So fast, in fact, that they can literally beat out any fantasy casting they choose. But this ain't no fantasy casting beating. This is a one-on-one king race beating, and this has now taken over as the new king on the original 4-lane raceway, beating out that Thunderbird. Congrats to the TPC racing truck. And that will do it for today's Hot Wheels Weekly Race. I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. If you are brand new watching this, be sure you subscribe. And also, turn on the notifications bell as well. It's your boy, Chris Cage. I'm coming at you 2 times, and we will see you at the next video.